so let's just keep on talking, right? So, what should I talk about now? Let's talk about dysphoria, okay? So when I was, like, I've said this a lot, but let's tell an abridged version, longer version, whatever. So when I was, like, probably 3, I remember getting into a fight with my grandma because she wanted me to wear this dress for this, like, Wettlings photo, right? Professional photo shit. I was like, no, fuck you. So she'd have to give me candy, so I could do it. And I remember in the pictures, I was wearing, like, this little black dress. I was, like, a foot tall, and I was going like this, holding, like, it looks like a pill, but it's a dinner mint in my hand. I just think that's such an iconic foretelling of my life. Doing the devil horns with the pill in my hand. It's not a pill, but you get what I mean. The symbolism is there. And then I remember I went to preschool, and I was not obsessed, but I was, like, not understanding the boys and girls thing, because there was, like, the boys and girls team, or whatever, and I was just like, why can't I play over there? And it just, like, it wasn't adding up in my head, and, like, I was decked out in, like, the navy and red windbreaker, with, like, the Pokemon shirt, and, like, having the G.I. Joes, and, like, the Hot Wheels shit, you know, all that cool shit, you know, especially Jurassic Park stuff. And anyway, let's fast forward to, like, 1st grade. I was at Hidden Valley Elementary, and I was only there till, like, beginning of 3rd grade before I was homeschooled. And these girls cornered me in the bathroom. Just imagine me with, like, navy windbreaker pants, the kind of, like, light-up shoes with, like, the Velcro. Mind you, I was, like, 7. Yeah, I was 7. Or whatever. Big-ass Pokemon shirt, like, 2 times big enough for me, because even then I liked big shirts. I would not wear tight-fitting clothes. Even as a 7-year-old, 6, 7. Actually, I was 6. I take that back, I was 6. And with rainbow glasses that went over your ear, because I was all about riding my bike and scooters and all that shit. So they'd constantly fall off and get... Anyway, so these bitches, these little bitches, they were all in, like, the pink stuff and, like, the Bobby Jack stuff, and they cornered me in a bathroom stall, like, a whole group of them, and they're like, there's a boy in here, da-da-da-da-da-da, and, like, got the yard duty, and even the yard duty thought I was a little boy. I was like, how do these people know, but no one else is listening to me? Like, that's what was in my inner dialogue, right? I'm like, how the fuck do they know? But, like, my grandma and my mom are just fucking stupid. You know, because my mom let me dress however the fuck I want. Like, I remember I was a Power Ranger, and I was so pissed, because my grandma, she was kind of evil, R.I.P., though, because I swear she haunts this fucking house, because she's bitch like that. She was never nice to me. I don't know how she was before the dementia, but she was never nice to me. But bless her heart, she tried. She got me the pink Power Ranger, and I was so pissed because I wanted the red one, and she thought it was red because she couldn't fucking see. Anyway, so I still wore it anyway. I think my mom tried to dye it or something to make it more red. Using that, like, fabric dye and all that stuff. So that was fun. But yeah. And then, like, I didn't understand. I think it was also a little bit after... probably still in 1st grade, where there was, like, the shirts and skins, and little me took my shirt off or whatever, and was, like, trying to play on the boys' team. I didn't see anything wrong with that. Like, I was good at basketball at the time, you know? Like, I was always getting into fights, constantly, playing kickball, fucking doing all that shit, you know? I'm not saying those things are gendered, I'm just saying, like, I naturally went towards shit that I thought was more me, you know, if that makes sense. You know, people would make fucking fun of me and all that fun stuff. Like, I had, like, a little boyfriend in fucking, probably, like, 2nd grade. I was in a 2nd, 3rd combo class because I was gifted, supposedly. But yeah, and he was super fucking high energy. His name was Robert. Little redhead dude. Fucking, he was the only person that could beat me or outsmart me. Yeah, we were little, whatever. Cute as fuck. And I remember, like... his mom, because we're also at the same karate thing, so we had known each other because I had taken karate for, like, X amount of years. And so, like, I remember his mom took him to the doctor's once, and he came back, and he was, like, a totally different fucking person. I remember you know, like, those little things you tie to balloons? We stole some from somewhere at the school, and wrote each other's names on it, or whatever, and, like, you know, traded it, and all that shit. Super cute. And he came back one day, and he was just fucking zooted. He'd never been the same. And then I remember I saw him probably, like, 6 or 7 years later after that, and he was, like, not fat shaming or body shaming, but he was a skinny little athletic, cute little, you know, twig. And then he turned into this, like, 300-pound, like, he almost, I'm not talking shit, but he almost looked, his face changed. It looked like kind of Down syndrome. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying from how he was, like what that medicine did to him, totally. He was basically dead. You know, in my eyes, he was so fucking vegged out, and that's why, like, that's one of the reasons I stopped taking ADHD medicine. Like, yeah, I abuse other drugs and all that fun stuff. But anyways, so that was a trip to see. I got in a fight with this one girl over that dude, and that's when I left because we were fighting and she pushed me and I ended up getting a concussion because I hit my head against the pole, and that's why I got out of school. My grandma was like, oh my god, my granddaughter could do no wrong, blah, 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 blah. And I was totally a little fucking menace. I was like, fucking purposely starting fights because I'm like, fuck you, you know? So yeah, so I was homeschooled. I went with my grandma on her pool route. She homeschooled me through American schools. I don't recommend homeschooling, but also with all the pew-pew things that have been going on, I don't really know what to recommend, and no one's gonna listen to me anyway. But it definitely made me super isolated, depressed, socially awkward. I didn't really care about anything because I never saw people. When I did see people, I was fucking weird, you know, and so I eventually made the decision to move out and move back here to my mom's, and that's when I was walking around the trailer park, bumping, Marilyn Manson, his little, why am I drawing like Mechanical Animals? You know, the one that's shaped like a soma that says coma on it. That CD in my SpongeBob CD player. I was just walking around the trailer park trying to get some exercise, and, you know, I could smoke cigarettes, I could drink, I could do whatever the fuck I wanted. I had a massive amount of pills, and I was just vibing, walking around, and then Laura came up to me. I was 15. She was like, you know who I am? I was like, of course I do. Like, I used to hang out with her when I was younger, and actually lived here, or whatever. I lived in the trailer park, and she's like, oh, you should come by sometime. So I was like, fuck yeah. So I came by the next day. She wasn't there. Brittany answers the door. The older sister, and she was a fucking little terrorist, dude. Like, she beat up all her siblings, and she was a dick to me when I was younger. So yeah, she answered yeah, she did like quite a transformation from the last time I had seen her when I was a kid to that point in time. So she was like, yeah, I'll tell her. And then I guess Sierra came out, and the first time we ever hung out, we had like Nutrigrain bars, and her uncle is part of the Norteños gang, so he was like, had weed and all this other shit, so we stole his shake and put the shake on the Nutrigrain bars and put like weed in top ramen and heated that up, and it was a cool little thing, and we just started doing that. And the first time I ever hit off a bong, because like my mom let me fucking, like, make joints and have, like, the little pack-a-pipe thing, or pack-a-toe, or whatever you want to call it. Because, like, yeah, she was on meth, it was fine, I was giving her pills, I'd give her money, you know, she'd buy me shit, etc. You know, it was a good situation at the time. But I was like, yeah, no, I totally hit a bong, and we were up on the bike path, like, literally right over there. That's why it's sometimes hard to be here, because, like, I have so many fucked up and amazing memories here. But yeah, we were on the bike path, and it was my turn to hit the bong. She's like, you know how to use this? I'm like, yeah, duh. Like, no, I didn't. No, I about died, and after I was done choking, I just remember, I'm like, dude, it's fucking raining. Like, totally innocent, but it wasn't raining. I was just seeing, like, sparkles and stars and shit, because I almost, like, passed out. I choked so much. But yeah, I was like, dude, it was, like, the best feeling, and it was, like, it was kind of like that twilight. It was, like, after sunset, but before it got totally dark, and it was kind of cloudy, like, whatever. We were just walking up there, and, like, such a fucking freeing moment, dude. And, yeah, it was a bunch of good times. I have a bunch of drunk stories I might eventually tell, like what, there was this one time, when Sierra was dating that Joey dude that was way older. She was, like, 12, and he was 18, 19. And the mom's deranged, drunk, felon boyfriend, beat him over the head with, like, like the weights that you put the weights on? They're, like, this long, though, like, the metal part. He beat him over the head with that, almost killed him. We had played a game of, like, King's Cup, and I showed up because I just did. I was walking around, I heard them, so I fucking just went inside. And, me and him got into a fight because he was being fucking super weird. Like, he was choking me out on the front porch, and then, like, he left, and I was like, cool, I'm gonna sleep on the couch now. And then I woke up to, like, fire and police and all this shit, you know. They were there because he almost unalived him. We ended up having to be witnesses in court for that shit. Like, I didn't actually get asked, but I was there. Crazy times. Crazy fucking times. Yeah. And, like, Joey didn't deserve it. Like, he honestly is, like, really emotionally stunted. So, like, it's not an excuse to date a 12-year-old at 18, but he acted like he was 10. So, not excusing it, but that particular person in that particular time, I understood it. And the dude that bashed him over the head didn't have an excuse, and he's a woman-beating schizophrenic, so no pity for that. Anyways, for more positive stories, please follow my account.